So we are back again and we want to work on the image upload components right here. And what we are going to do is we're going to use the Uploadthing package to work on that, right? So let's not waste too much time and get to it. The first thing is let's go into the Next.js documentation for the Uploadthing package that we have right here, and then you can see that the first few things it tells us to install are these things, right? So since I'm using npm, I'll just copy this and then I'll come into my terminal. I just played the terminal already, so for that I'll just come and then I'll paste that inside right there like that. Right, so I'm quickly going to pause it and then wait for it to install. Then right after it's done installing, we can quickly continue. Alright, so it's done and we can quickly move on to the next thing. Alright, so the next thing is it says that we should be able to get this upload thing token right here, and then we should be able to put it inside our env file right here. Right, so then how we're going to do that is we need to enter the dashboard. I think I already entered the dashboard inside here, but yeah, pretty much the same thing. That's what it's going to open here, right? So let me close this, and then right inside here what we are going to do is I'm just going to click on create a new app right here. I'll select the free option, and then I would set the name to be Discord clone, just like that. Right, just like that. And then the next thing I'll do is I'll quickly just scroll down. Okay, I think there's a problem scrolling down. I don't know. I think their front-end developers need to check. But hey, regardless, let's just build. Yeah, so just zoom out because okay, 1 second. Okay, let me zoom out, reset it. Alright, then let me quickly scroll down. Alright, so right after we've been able to scroll down right here, we can just click on create app right there, and then you can see that our app has been created. Now right after creating the app right here, what you want to click on is the API key right here. So API keys, and then over here we just copy this upload thing token right here. Right, nice and clean. So right after we've been able to do that, let me quickly minimize and bring it to the side, and I'll enter the env file right here, and I'll just come and paste it at the bottom right here. Nice and clean. So we have this all set up the way we need to have it set up, right? Alright, so now that we've been able to set all these bad boys up, the next thing we want to quickly do is let us go into the docs. Alright, so you can see that it says it wants us to set up this upload, so this core.ts, right? So what we are quickly going to do is we are going to create this path right here, right? But I've already created it right here, so you can see inside your app folder right here. So let me minimize everything. Inside your app folder right here, you can see that we created a folder here called API, and then inside that API we have created a folder here called Uploadthing right here. And inside this Uploadthing, what we want to do is we want to create a new file called core.ts, just like that. Now inside our core.ts, what we can do is we can just copy this whole thing and then we can paste it inside here, just like that. Alright, and right after pasting it inside, what we are quickly going to do is we are just going to clear it up and make it just like how it has to be, right? So I quickly minimized the terminal right there. Right, so the first thing we want to quickly do is, you see this part right here, I'll just clear that, and I'll clear this line just like that. Now after we've been able to clear that part, what we'll do is we just come and say const handle auth, just like this. So we are writing our middleware right here. So I'll say what async, and then it has to be an arrow function, so I'll just make the arrow function right here. I'll clean this up too as well, and then I'll come and say const what user id, just like that. We're going to set it to the type any, just like this, and yeah, and then we equate it to what our width, right? Then we take what the auth, right? So we take the auth from @click/nextjs/server, and then we initialize it just like that, nice and clean. So right after we've been able to do that, what we do is we just say if what if there is no oh yeah so if there is no user ID right here, what we want to do is we want to throw a new error. By saying that what unauthorized, just like that. Alright, nice and clean. So right after handling this, what we want to do is we want to finally return our user ID, just like that. So user ID, you can either do it like this, user ID, or do it like this, user ID, just like that. And either way, you should be good. Alright, so right after we have been able to set up our handle auth right there, what we quickly want to do is, you see this side, what I'm going to do is I'm going to just clean this part up. Okay, so let me just select this whole part and then clean it, and then clean this part too as well, for it to be like this right here, right? So now that we have that, what we're going to do is we're going to say server image, just like this, right? Then we would open up and then we'll say F, right? So F opens up this bracket right here, and then we pass in an object, and then the object says what image, and the image takes in what max file size right here, and we can set it to be what 4 MB, just like that. Alright, so you can see it is done nice and clean. Then right after that we see what max file count, just like that, and then we set it to what 1, because we can just upload one profile picture for each server right there, nice and clean. So now that we've been able to set this up, what we are going to do is we're going to remove this comma there, and then we bring in .middleware. Alright, so then inside this middleware we open it up, and then we try to run a function. But what function do we run? Let's clean this. What function do we run? We want to run our handle auth function right here, nice and clean. Let us bring this middleware thing here, right? Then now that we have this, I want us to quickly clean this, make it look more readable like this. Right, so now that we have that, we are going to come here, and then we say on upload complete right here, we can just give it this empty function, just like that right here. And then the next thing we want to do is we want to set what the message file right here. Message file right here. Alright, then after we open up the F right here, all we can do is I can just copy this and then put it inside here, just like that. And what we are going to simply do is inside here we just clean this part up like this, just like that. And what we are going to do is I'll just clean this object too, and I'll bring in an array, and this array would say that what it can either be an image or a PDF, just like that, nice and clean. Alright, so now that we've been able to write both of these bad boys out here, what we are quickly going to do is let us continue looking inside the documentation, and the documentation says we should create our route.ts just like this. So let us quickly come straight inside this same folder that we have here, right? You can see the same folder, and then we are going to create our route.ts just like that. Then inside our routes.ts we just copy this bad boy and then we paste it right here, nice and clean. Alright, so right after setting that up, we can now scroll down, and then you see that it gives us this thing to follow. Now what we are going to quickly do right here is we are just going to go into our lib. It's not we don't necessarily have to create a util, so we can just do it in our lib, right? Then inside our lib we can just create a file called what uploadthing.ts. so uploadthing.ts, just like that. Then inside the upload thing, what I'll do is I'll copy everything that is here, and I'll just paste it right there, nice and clean. All right, so now that we have all that stuff working out for us, right, what we could do right here is you can see that it's asking us to check if what we have tailwind and all that stuff inside here, right? But pretty much I don't think we set up tailwind with a tailwind config.ts right here, so we might want to leave that part, but I don't know. Let me just try because there was this point inside the app where we'll pretty much get to that point, right? But yeah, I guess when we get to that point we'll figure it out. So yeah, so you can see that we have this little curved hyphen right here. Let's clear that and bring a dot, and then everything should be fine from there, right? So or even if we don't bring the dot, you can use the at, and then everything should be fine right there, right? All right, so so for this, right, what we want to do is, it says we should do it inside a tailwind helper, right? Tailwind helper. So the existing tailwind config, so tailwind config, we do not have a tailwind config, but yeah, we will face the issue. We will face the issue, so you will see why I'm actually spending much more time over here, right? But yeah, let me just create a tailwind.config.ts just in case. Tailwind.config.ts. It could be a potential solution, I don't know, right? But yeah, let me just copy this and then paste that right here. Yeah, but we do not have, we are not working with this SRC right here. So what I'll do is I'll just do this, and yeah, it should basically cover everything out. All right, so yeah, that is it. Yeah, that is it. So right now, what we are going to be moving on with is actually working on our components right here, right? So let's go back, and then you can see if we go into the setup and we go into the page right here, you can see that we have our initial modal. I'm quickly going to enter the initial modal right here, and then you can see that inside this space we have our to do image upload right there. All right, so what we are quickly going to do at this point is we want to import form field just like this. Form field. Right, form field. Okay, so you can see form field is already here. Then we would close that component. It's a self-closing tag or self-closing component. So right after we are able to do that, what we do is just bring in one prop called control. So inside we set it to what, form dot control right here, right? Then we pass in what, the name to be image URL just like that, and we have the render. So let me quickly bring the form control right below here and bring the name right here, and then yeah, we should be good. Then we can now add the render. Then what are we trying to render right here? We want to open up and then say that we are passing in what, so we are passing in the field right here as an object. Then right after we stretch it out just like this, and yeah, so that should be it right here, right? So inside the field right here, what we quickly want to do is we want to add a form item just like that, and we quickly close it up. It will open up just like that. Then we would add form control just like this too as well. And inside the form control, what we want to do is we want to apply a new file, or we can even say file upload just like this. And if we refresh, we are supposed to see a new change right here, right? To be honest, I feel like React is kind of like, Vite React is really fast in hot reload than Next.js for some reason. I don't know why, but like when it comes to hot reload, Vite React is way better. But hey, it's just what it is. So yeah, we should be seeing our file upload, but I don't know why for some reason we're not seeing it. Okay. Okay, let us check if everything has been imported like they should be. Oh yeah, they actually have. So yeah, I don't know why you're not seeing what you're supposed to see. But hey, I mean, as long as we can continue working, as long as we've seen this whole place clear up, I figure we can just continue, right? So let us quickly just come and then create a new file or add a new file right here, and then we say what a new component called what file upload just like this, file upload just like that, right? And then obviously we are going to have an error because we have not created that file upload component just yet. All right, so in order for us to be able to create that, what we are going to do is we are going to go inside our components right here, inside, oh yeah, so obviously, yeah. So inside here, inside the components folder right here, we are going to create a new file called file upload just like this .tsx, just like that. Then inside we would say our RAFCE, and then that should allow us to generate the components, and then we say file upload just like that, and then that should basically do it for us. Right, so now that we have the file upload already set up right here, what we quickly want to do is we want to quickly add, and we want to quickly add this upload drop zone right here. So how we are going to do that is, you see, we are going to import upload drop zone, and that is going to come from lib / upload thing that we had generated, or we had copied and pasted inside. So I'll show you real quick. So you can see it is right here. If you go inside, you should see it right here. So you can see the upload drop zone right here, nice and clean. All right, so let us continue. Where is the file? So file upload, so you can see, yeah. So let us quickly just import our file upload so that we can get rid of this error. Okay, it should be able to appear for us to import. Oh yeah, so it's here. We just imported that. We can just go back and quickly continue working. All right, so now that we have the drop zone in here, right, we have the drop zone in there, and what we're going to quickly do is we're going to have to add a few properties to it. Right, so the first thing is we're going to need some props. Okay, so how do we set up these props? We're going to come here, and then we say interface, right, file upload props just like that. Then inside the file upload props, you say unchange URL. So, and then we will set it to be what, string, just like that, and we set it to be what, void, just like that. Then right after, what we want to do is we want to come and then set the value to be string. Right, so we set the value to be string just like this, and we want to set the endpoint to as well, and then that is going to be either the message file exactly how we set it up inside our core.ts, or yeah, core.ts, or what, our server image, just like that, exactly how we set it up inside our core ts, inside the app, yeah, right here, right? So you can see right there. All right, so let us quickly get back to the file upload right here. So you can see it has already been set up here. Then the next thing we want to do is we want to make sure that we recognize this interface that we have created here, right? And one of the ways to do it is to come and pass in these these props, right, as an object, but like we set it to be what, file upload props, just like that. So inside you see what, on change, right, value and endpoint, just like that, right? So right after this, the next thing we want to do is we want to set the endpoints to be endpoint, just like that, and then we want to say on client upload complete. We want to take the response and we want to quickly log, we can log it out if you want, but there's no need. We can simply just say on change res, right, take the first item dot url, just like this, right? So now that we have this, what we are going to do is you can come here and then see what, on upload error, on upload error, we would quickly take the error, set it to the type of error, just like that, and we would just log out. So error, just like that. All right, so so yeah, so basically now that we have the error logged out right here, what we quickly want to do is we want to come to the top here, right? Okay, it looks like there's some errors inside our initial model. Okay, yeah, so obviously we need to be able to pass in certain props right here so that we can get rid of these errors. And the first one is endpoint, and then for this one, since we are working on the creation of the server, we just pass in endpoint as server image right there. Then we set the value to be field dot value, so field dot value, right, see it like that. And the last thing is we pass in the on change to be what, field dot on change, just like that. All right, so we should be able to get rid of we should be able to get rid of this error that we have right here. Okay, it says missing the following properties. Okay, but that wouldn't make sense. So one way we can get rid of this is to actually reload our window, and that should, yeah, clear the cache and all that stuff, right? So let me quickly do, okay, so yeah, it just fixed it, right? But for some weird reason we are not seeing the changes appear. So what I'll do is I'll just close our current running server right here, and then I'll rerun. Let me clear, and then I'll rerun it. So npm run dev, just like that. Alright, so let me quickly pause the video because it looks like it's going to take some time. Alright, so we are here and you can see that once we reload, once we ended the server and then restarted it, you can see that we have this pretty hideous drop zone right here inside our customized server modal right here, right? Now, before we move on, let us quickly go into the middleware, right? So this is the middleware.ts, right? Then inside the middleware, we just add to it our API. So we say what? API slash what? Upload thing, just like that. Alright, and then that should basically verify, that should basically allow us to upload, and just verify the routing is upload type, something like that. Then right after that, we just go into our next.config right here, and then this is where we are going to add we are going to make sure that our application recognizes the sources or the origins of the images, right? So for that, we are going to just add what? The upload thing. We're going to add domains, right? So we say images right here. Then inside this images right here, there's even no need. We can just clear that, and then inside we have domain. Then inside the domains, we can just create this array and then pass in with upload thing right here, and uploadthing.com right here, and the next thing is what? utfs.io, utfs.io, just like that. Alright, so now that we have these bad boys all set up, obviously it's going to close, so let us clear and then rerun. So npm run dev, just like that, and it should rerun our project for us nice and clean. Let me quickly clear this. Let me clear again. And that should run it for us. Alright. Right, so let me quickly wait a little bit. Alright, so everything is back in place and we can quickly move on. So as you can see, this is the drop zone that we have right here, or the upload zone that we have right here. And in order for us to be able to apply this really cool style to it that Uploadthing gave to us, what we are going to do is you can go into the file upload right here, and we just go to the top right here. Let's also make sure that this file upload is use client. Let's make sure it's use client like that, nice and clean. Then right after that, we can just come and then import. So import what? The style. So we'll say at upload thing /react /styles.css right here, and that should quickly style it for us. But we might face a small issue, right? So I want you to see the issue right here, the issue that we will face. Wow, NextJS's hot reload is very slow. So you can see that it has pushed our server or our server model into the bottom right corner of our application right here, right? You can see that it has pushed it right here. But yeah, pretty much that is not what we are looking for. But yeah, the process is very simple. You click on this, you select an image, and then you click on choose file to simply you click on it to simply upload the image, and then you see the results, right? So yeah, but since this is disrupting it, what we are going to do is I'm just going to comment this out, and then our model is going to come back into its original position, but we might not be able to see all the other parts that come together to make our model work right. But at the end of the day, at least our model stays in the middle and we have a fair idea of how to use it. Alright, so now that we understand this problem, and I thought maybe adding the ts.config might help fix it, but the tailwind.config might help fix it, but hey, I guess it didn't. So yeah, let us continue. So what we'll do here is I'll just say const. So I'll open up const, right? So at this point, what we are trying to work with is we want to make sure that once we upload an image, we can show the image preview inside the application, right? So we can say const what file type, then inside we would say what value, then this value is going to split, right? Then right after splitting, what we want to do is we want to what we want to do is we want to split it by the full stop or the dots right here. Oh yeah, by the dots right here, and right after that we want to pop or take the first item out of it, right? The first letter out of it. Then right after that, I want to come here and then perform a certain check. So we want to say that what? So this is our condition. So we want to say that if the value and the file type right here is not equal to PDF, just like that, right? What we want to do is we want to return div right here, right? So div and class name, then what? Relative, right? So this is where we are going to add a few stylings, right? So relative h20 and width 20, just so we can have a specific width of our image once we are trying to round it up, right? Okay, so now that we have this inside here, what we want to do is we want to add an image from next/image. So image from next/image right here, right? Then right after that we want to close it, and what we'll do is to apply our fill, and we want to set the src or the source to be value, just like that. And what we want to do is we want to take the alt, right, and then we are going to set that to what? Upload, just like that, right? Then immediately after setting up the alt, what we want to do is we want to set the class name to rounded full, just like that, rounded full, just like that, right? So rounded full. Right after we've been able to set that up, what we want to quickly do is we want to come and then create a button, a button right below it, right? So we come here and then say button, right? And right, so inside this button, this is what we are going to use to clear our image and upload a new one, right? So inside we can just add our x. So this x we are going to import from Lucid React right there. So okay, yeah, so it's here. I just hit enter and then it has imported it from Lucid React, just like that. All right, so you can just apply the class name, all right, and you can give it an h4 and then width 4, just like that, and then we can close it nice and clean. So right after doing that, what we can do is we can now apply a few class names to the button that we have right here, and we say what? BG rows, right? We see BG rows 500, just like that, and then we give it a padding 1, and then we give it a rounded full, just like that. then we'll say what, absolute, so we say absolute and what, top 0, top 0, right 0, and shadow sm, just like that. All right, so yeah, so basically now that we have been able to work with this, that should basically do it for our image upload, right? So we are quickly going to test it out right here. So what I'll do is I'll just click on that, right? I'll just click on it, okay, and it should open up something that allows us to select an image. Okay, so let's wait a bit. Okay, so we can select one random image from here. I'll just select this one right here. Okay, so after I selected the image is actually here, right? It's here and it's showing that the image is here, but it's like we have to click on the button. You see that upload button, you have to click on it. So once you click on it, you see that it will load. You see that it says loading. So I just clicked on it again, and it says loading right here. So once it's done loading, you realize that it would quickly change into you can see it has been logged out right here, right? So it will quickly change into the actual image with the clear the X button right here. You can see it show just like that right here. So the image preview tool is here, and we can clear it if we want to. And in case we want to see the image too, we can come into our files inside our dashboard, and then you can see that the image is right here, nice and clean, just like this. All right, so that's basically it for setting up the upload of our image inside our Next.js application using Uploadthing, and then hopefully I'll see you in the next one.